You recently actually posted something that resonated so much with me, and it was the idea of like self-care and strategies that work. So you talked about like how, and I am so guilty of this, like we sign up for programs and we do all the things. Can you talk a little bit about not just self-care, but also strategizing our self-care?
Absolutely. So, first of all, I think the key part of that is redefining what self-care actually is, because I think that this is shifting, which I'm so pleased to see. But for a long time it was luxury and indulgence and big chunks of time or large investments, getaways and spa days. And I think that it's really crucial that we start identifying self-care as anything that helps our physical or mental health, even if it's uncomfortable, right? Like creating a budget and sticking to a budget and being on the same page with our partner, not always fun, but a really key part of what I call functional self-care. Trying to go to sleep a little bit earlier instead of scrolling our phone at night, or having a balanced diet, really key parts of physical self-care. So the first step is us not thinking that self-care has to be this big indulgent or big investment that we don't have time for, because I think that A, shifts the perspective on what really matters, and B, causes moms to wait. I'll wait till I have more time. I'll wait till I have more money. There are things that we do already every day that we could tweak just so slightly in a way that actually recharges us or benefits us differently. And that's where we enter into strategies. My business is called Mama Method Wellness. And a big reason it was created that way was because prior to having children, I had these really solid methods in place that helped me feel my best. I had the right training program and the right dietary protocol and this awesome support network. And I knew how to spend my time and what to do to refill my cup. And then I had children and it shifted. My priorities shifted, how I spent my time, how much time I had, everything looked different. But I found myself trying to do what I did before in order to feel better and failing miserably and blaming myself, right? So I was beating up on myself. I was comparing myself to these moms. I was struggling with mom guilt. And I think a lot of it really came to a head when COVID hit. And a lot of the methods weren't accessible, even if I wanted to do them. But my stress, like having two little ones at home full time while also running a business, that also came to a head. And it became very clear that I had to create new methods. I had to create new strategies. I think a lot of moms struggle because they're focused so much on the strategies, right? They buy the spa Groupon, or they buy the training program from somebody they see on social media who looks so great, or the diet that their coworker swore by, and they try and fit it into their life and it won't work. What I'm really passionate about doing is helping moms understand what their life looks like and what methods could actually be effective and what their unmet need is, so that strategies are tailored to that. And then we build from there so that moms can actually get a win and feel better.
I love that. I am a big advocate of micro self-care because again, I don't know where this notion started, and maybe it's probably social media where self-care looks like going to the spa, again, just bigger things, right? And so self-care started to look like a luxury and a social economic status symbol.
Yes.
Could you go to the spa? Could you do this and that? And one of the ways I kind of started to hone in with my audience to share self care is okay, let's think about self care for your love language. Like if your love language is physical touch, a massage might be a good thing, or getting a manicure and a pedicure. But let's say your self care is quality time. Reading a book for 30 minutes is self care because it's 30 minutes of silence and not waiting for the moment. And I even remember, like, when I first started working with my coach, and we would talk about, like, how to lose weight and using your mind to lose weight, and I'm like, "What?" Like, "But I have the programs and da, da, da." And it was really like your best tool actually exists with you, and you don't need things from the outside to help you kind of hone in and tap into your filling your cup. Part of how we are as women is that we want to give everybody the things, and we are not reflecting inwards. And so I've even started sharing with my audience and my coaching clients, like, what if self-compassion was self-care?
Mm-hmm.
what if, instead of looking in the mirror and beating yourself up for how you look, is just saying, I love you, you created a human being. That's self-care because it's filling your own emotional cup. And when you shared that on Instagram about not just having the strategies, but using the strategies to work for you, it really, really resonated because I hear it from so many women like, oh, I am joining this coaching program, or I'm joining this course, or I'm going to take it. And it even helped me reflect on I had created a course called the Balanced Working Mom Program, and trying to tap into what are women looking for, because I never want a mama to sign up for it as a fix and then not even do the program. And so I just love that you're like, listen, find the thing and then put it into your life and make it work.
Absolutely. It's great to have tools, right? But if we don't know how to use the hammer, we're not going to build the house. So we can
I
have
love that.
all the pretty tools we want, but we have to know how to use them. And, I think with moms too, it's about making sure we're not setting unrealistic standards. Even, as an expert in this area, I get on social media and I'm confused. There's one post that's like, just take a sip of water. And then there's the next post that's like, shower isn't enough for self-care. And, it's really confusing of, well, what can I do? And so I like to think of it as a spectrum, right? Everything can be self-care. If the best that you can do today is brush your teeth and wash your face and take a shower and not be rushing through your shampoo because you think you hear a baby crying and you got to rush out. If that's the best you can do today and it's 1% better than what you did yesterday, if it's at least an opportunity for you to take care of yourself, then yes, a shower counts as self-care. Is it enough self-care? No. Can we keep moving up and progressing through that spectrum? 100%. Do I think tools in the toolbox are important? Absolutely. I work around these 6 categories of self-care I define for my clients. So, for example, self-compassion is a huge toolbox. That's psychological self-care. Going for a walk, a huge tool in the toolbox, physical self-care. We have to take a well-rounded, holistic approach and give ourselves as many tools as possible. But again, we can have all the pretty tools in the world. It's not going to build the house if we don't know how to use them. So implementation has to be key in making sure it works for your life.
One of the things that you share about is functional needs and physical needs. Can you share a little bit about what that actually looks like?
Sure. So I take a mind body approach. I think it's probably the combination of the therapist and the health coach, but I also am just a really big believer that they're connected.
I'm Shira Bergbauer, and you're listening to an excerpt from the Stethoscopes to Swaddles podcast. You can listen to the whole episode wherever you get your podcasts, and look out for new episodes out every Monday. You're doing a great job, Mama. I'll see you next week. Bye now.